Today is Wednesday, May 31st, 2023 is the last day of May, and it's a beautiful day outside. We have a lot of sunshine after several days of drizzling, so many people will explore the countryside this weekend. Luckily, tomorrow is my company's establishment day or organizational day. Organization day. So it is a day off for all KT employees, not subsidiaries. Subsidiary companies have their own organization day. So today is the last day of the week for me. Only 2 days of working for this week because June 2nd is also my day off. So I am quite excited and see if I can explore the country or overseas. So here we and also yesterday my brother-in-law, my sister's husband, mentioned that or informed me that I need to have a lot of cash ready to acquire a chicken farm, a big chicken farm that's industrial chicken farm that can raise up to 150,000 chickens for laying eggs. So they are called layers. And the cost, I'm not sure, probably in the range of 2 to 6 million US dollars. But since many of the capitals or is the cost of the farm probably is supported by the bank loans. The only pure cash amount I need to have ready would be like 600,000 US dollars, something like that. If I sell my stocks and cash in on all the bank certificates, all the assets, probably I can support the acquisition with my own assets. But I also need to, have a bank loans to bankroll the acquisition because it would be stupid to use my currency asset to acquire the chicken farm because you need to have some cash ready for your own subsistence. So I will just use the bank loans plus my own cash and plus someone else's funding. We'll have to wait and see about that. But since I probably will acquire a chicken farm, I would like to understand how the chicken farms are maintained, how they operate, how they make money. Of course, I know some basics about the chickens, and also I visited many chicken farms for business because I still am, I think. I am still a salesman for KT, Korea Telecom, the number one carrier in Korea. I visited chicken farms to sell internet phones, corporate representative number service, and also CCTVs, and also the very important things, the monitoring or SCADA service. We monitor temperatures, humidity, and also we automate opening and shutting, closing the doors, and also feeding time and feeders and everything, industrial modernization service. So, but I would like to have objective ideas about raising chickens. So I would like to read this article from PETA. PETA sounds like a very important organization. And also, I would like to read this article to practice English by reading the post carefully with correct pronunciation and also instant pickup of new words, expressions, and also cliches and idioms that, and also I constantly remind myself of those precious expressions. I score perfect on TOEIC and TOEFL and any other English tests. So there are no new words, or I rarely encounter new words and expressions on the internet. On the books, there are many, but on the internet, the words, expressions are easier because they write or speak quickly instead of thinking. So here we go. PETA.org. The chicken industry. Broiler chickens raised for their flesh called broiler. Broiler chickens by the meat industry are typically confined to massive windowless sheds that hold tens of thousands of birds each. While chickens can function well in small groups, where each bird is able to find his or her spot in the pecking order, it's virtually impossible for them to establish a social structure in such large numbers. No social structure, no moms, no dads, so they are raised brat. Because of this, the frustrated birds often peck at one another relentlessly, causing injury and even death. Wow, I didn't know about that. So that's why I saw many video clips where fellow chicks pecking on each other, almost killing them. So that's why, because they have no social structure and they are frustrated. Such intensive confinement also breeds filth and disease. A Washington Post writer who visited a chicken shed said that dust, feathers, and ammonia choked the air in the chicken house, and fans turn it into airborne sandpaper, rubbing skin raw. Wow, I didn't know. So it rubs their skin raw. Airborne sandpaper. Michael Spector, a staff writer for The New Yorker, also visited a chicken farm and wrote, I was almost knocked to the ground by the overpowering smell of feces and ammonia. Filth and disease. Filth, disease, and death. Feces and ammonia. My eyes burned, and so did my lungs, and I could neither see nor breathe. There must have been 30,000 chickens sitting silently on the floor in front of me. They didn't move, didn't cluck, didn't cry, right? Didn't cluck. They were almost like statues of chickens living in nearly total darkness, and they would spend every minute of their 6-week lives that way. 6 weeks, 5 weeks sometimes, or 8 weeks or 12 weeks. Because the birds are forced to breathe ammonia and particulate matter from feces and feathers all day long, many suffer from serious health problems, including chronic respiratory illnesses and bacterial infections, chronic respiratory illnesses. Consumer Reports found that 2/3 of chicken meat analyzed was infected with Salmonella and Campylobacter, or both. The extremely high prevalence of dangerous contaminants in chicken flesh is largely from the filthy conditions in the sheds where the birds are raised. Factory farmed animals are fed subtherapeutic doses of antibiotics as growth promoters. Feeding animals low doses of antibiotics encourages the development of antibiotic-resistant bacteria, which people come into contact with when they handle or consume infected meat. In addition to drugs, genetic selection is also used to make chickens grow faster and larger. Genetic selection. Geneticist. The average chicken today is 4 times bigger than one in the 1950s, and chicken breasts are 80% larger than they were back then. Many chickens become crippled because their legs cannot support the weight of their bodies. It's common for chickens to die from ascites, a disease thought to be caused by the inability of birds' hearts and lungs to keep up with their rapid skeletal growth. Keep up with. Breeder chickens. The welfare, I was talking about breeder chickens. The 150,000 chickens lay eggs every day in my potential future chicken farm. Breeder. The welfare of the breeding animals who give birth to more than 8 billion broiler chickens killed in the U.S. each year is largely ignored. Like the chickens to whom they give birth, breeder chickens are confined to filthy sheds without access to sunlight, fresh air, or anything else that would enjoy in nature. When these birds are very young, usually just 1 to 10 days old, hot blades are used to cut off a portion of their sensitive beaks so that they won't peck each other out of the frustration caused by intense confinement. Sometimes their toes, spurs, and combs are also cut off. Combs, the crowns, the red crown on top of the chicken head, they are called combs, right? Their toes, spurs, and combs are also cut off. Damn, that's inhumane. Their birds are not given any painkillers to ease the agony of this mutilation, and many debeaked chickens starve to death because eating is too painful. Breeder chickens are forced to live on factory farms for more than a year. Because they are kept alive so much longer than broiler chickens, they face an even higher risk of organ failure and death as they grow larger and larger as a result of these genetically manipulated bodies. In an attempt to stunt breeder chickens' growth, farmers drastically limit the birds' feed, keeping them in constant state of hunger and frustration. After more than a year of deprivation and confinement, the bodies of these breeding birds are also too worn out to produce as many chicks. Frail and exhausted, they are loaded onto trucks and sent to slaughter. Right? If you don't want to support such cruelty, take PETA's pledge to try vegan for 30 days. You will likely feel healthier and more energetic. If you stick with it, you will even reduce your risk of developing cancer. According to a 2006 Harvard study of 135,000 people, those who frequently ate grilled skinless chicken had a 52% higher chance of developing bladder cancer than those who didn't. Bladder cancer. To learn more about the health benefits of a plant-based diet, see PETA's Eating for Your Health selection. Plant-based diet. plant-based diet, vegan. Urgent alerts urge high hospitality to drop foie gras from its menus. Urge Louisiana officials to intervene in alleged cow starvation case. Urge Caribbean officials to take action for neglected pigs. Urge Chick-fil-A to veganize its cauliflower sandwich. Director of Animal Welfare backs baking animals live must be fired. Urge Whole Foods to ban the sale of coconut milk from Thailand. PETA milestones for animals. Almost all of us grew up eating meat, yes, wearing leather and going to circuses and zoos. We never considered the impact of these actions on the animals involved. For whatever reason, you are also asking the question, why should animals have rights? Okay, so PETA is the NGO organization, I think, that supports the animal rights and their welfare, which is very important and very good. Yeah, I would like to have a good relationship with PETA once I become a chicken farm CEO. But I would also like to keep my profit higher once I become a CEO. The egg industry, chickens used for food, 21 things the egg industry doesn't want you to see. Wow, that would be a great article to read. The People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals is short for PETA, right? PETA is short for People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. 5001 Front Street, Norfolk, Virginia, 235110. Yes, I visited Virginia before. It's a good state, very rich in history, and people there are also rich. PETA is a non-profit, tax-exempt 501c3 corporation. Tax ID number 5212183336. PETA is a non-profit, tax-exempt corporation. Careers, why? Yeah, I would like to work for PETA, man. Come on, you contact me and I will move over to Virginia and work for you, and I would be a vehement supporter or vehement, I forgot the word, vehement supporter for your organization. I will vet your interest. I will I will just protect your vested interests. Supporter or staunch, right? Staunch. I forgot the word, man. I would be just big supporter for you. So from this article, we learn such expression as broiler chicken, ammonia, dust, sand, air sandpaper, beaks, debeak, pecking on each other because of frustration and no social structure there. Inhumane. Breeder chicken, layers, breeder chickens. So there are 3 different types of chickens used for industrial food food purpose. One is broiler, and a breeder and layer, right? Layer chickens, they lay eggs. Breeder chickens, they raise chickens, right? By brooding the eggs. Of course, they are industrialized. And also broiler chickens, they are purely for meat production. Personally, I don't eat chicken anymore. I rarely eat chicken. I stopped eating chicken when I developed atopic dermatitis or eczema around 1999. Ever since that, I stopped eating chickens, except some special occasions like family gatherings, or there are no food on the table except chicken soup and chicken meat. Or sometimes I'm in the mood of eating chickens, then I just eat morsel of chicken, fried chickens, and that's it. So basically, I am not a supporter of chicken meat industry, but since I have to retire soon, in 5 years' time, acquiring a chicken farm would be a huge investment for me. I will have constant big chunks of money coming in, and they would be good. So all things are good and no evils. So, well, I have to go to work now. I have to cut it short here, and take care, everybody. Have fun. Bye bye.